Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rhonda and I'm also known as the Sparkly One. Today I'm hanging up a ceiling fan and it's beautiful. So if you want to know how to hang up your ceiling fan all by yourself, just watch what I'm doing and I'll teach you how. Okay, so here I am with the box. This is my fan and I got this from overstock.com. It was about $205, I believe, with tax, and shipping was free. So I'm so excited. I've been waiting 16 years to get a light in my bedroom, and I finally found one that is worthy. Okay, so the first thing, this is going to be really messy. Look, this is kind of cool. So they give you a glove because they know when you put up all your crystals, you don't want your fingerprints all over the crystals. So that's pretty cool. That's a good sign. And I believe, this is really cool too because it's a remote control. Now, I've put up a lot of ceiling fans and some of them do have remote controls, but I never end up using them because they're so hard to put in. So I'm hoping that I can do it for this one. That would be wonderful. Okay, now this is a 52-inch fan. And look, oh my gosh, they're silver. They're so pretty. I mean, everything I have is like a silver or white or black or the teal. And so my lamps over there, I painted them years ago, and it's exactly the same color. So it's like a platinum silver, I guess. And this is going to be a big mess, but I am willing to take the mess on. Oh, look at these are all individually packaged little crystals. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 3, 27 crystals right here. So here are the crystals. Okay. So let's see what's next in here. So it comes with all of the doodads that you need to hang everything with. So that's awesome. Here's a little canopy that goes on the ceiling. And so all the pieces look like they're here. I am going to take this out, so pardon the noise. But I really want to get this up today, so I need to get this done. Oh, so here is the crystal. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's so pretty. The crystal cage that the light goes in. So let me see. I don't really want to touch it because I have to put the glove on. But look at that. It's so pretty. I am so excited. And if you're a girl who loves crystals, oh my gosh, this is going to be something that you're just going to want to buy. I'm telling you. And it looks like it's going to be just perfect. Of course, I don't think I have light bulbs. Maybe I do. These are chandelier light bulbs that you're going to need. So it's only 3 of them. But there's that. Oh. And there is the motor. So I am so excited. I can't wait to put it up. If you want to learn how to put in your own ceiling fan, I can show you how to do it safely. And you don't have to ask anybody else, like your husband or anybody, because I know you can do it. I've done probably 30 of these in my life, maybe more. So let's go ahead and get started on this, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm all done. I have all my instructions and I have all the pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and take everything out of the plastic, and then I am going to assemble them according to the directions. Okay, look at how shiny that is. Beautiful. Okay, and here's all the wires. And these wires right here, you do not touch. You don't need to touch any of those wires. Those are all specifically for the light, so I don't think we have to worry about those. But here are the wires that go into the ceiling. So it will hang like this. So you just always want to pick this up from the middle, the basket portion, not from the crystals, okay? So just like this. And it's really important to wear gloves, especially if you have nails and you don't want your hands all cut up or anything. So it's a good idea to wear gloves. And I know they look small here, but they're not. They're so pretty. Look at that. This is the ceiling fan remote control. So here's the remote control. It has everything you need. So this is the part that I never like to do because it's so complicated. But I'm going to really try and do that because I know having a remote control is so much easier than getting up and turning it off in the middle of the night. So I'm going to really work hard to get that working. So if you can see this, one thing I wanted to show you is that there are these screws right here, and this little bracket comes with it. So there's 3 brackets that are attached to your ceiling fan when you get it, because it keeps this part from spinning in the box. And so they put these screws right here. So you just unscrew the ones that have it, and then you're left with a screw hole. When you attach these brackets to your fan blades, this bracket goes right here. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is how it's going to go. So the 2, let's see if I have 2 next to each other. Yeah, like this. So this one and this one will be attached to this blade, just like that. So when you see that, it's going to look weird, and you just take them out, and then that way you can attach these brackets when you put your blades, your fan blades on, okay? So the next step is the bracket. So you're going to take this bracket right here, and you are going to attach that to the box in the ceiling. So it does supply you with the screws, which is great, unless you already have them in your ceiling. So we have this little piece, and this has a cotter pin, and then you're going to take out the cotter pin and you're going to attach something. So apparently this goes on here. So you got to take off the cotter pin like this, take out that portion, and this is going to go just like this. That's going to cover it up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to attach this to this portion like this. So this is the portion that's going to hang in the ceiling, okay? So you're just going to take out the little wires like this. And they give you a lot of wires. So when you are hanging up your ceiling fan, you're going to end up cutting some of this off. So you need some sort of a cutter, just so you know. Then you're going to thread this up into this little piece. And as you can see, it's going to go right here. So again, you have to take this piece. How come it's not going in? Oh, because we got to, okay. So this is the part if you want the down rod, you need to put it on first. So just let me show you that. Okay, so take this off. And I'm still debating whether or not I want the down rod. So I'm going to thread this through. I mean, we do have tall ceilings in here, but I don't know how good that's going to look. Come on, go through. Would have helped if I tied them all together, but there we go. Okay, so this is why it's long, in case you want to do that down rod. So then you have these little screws right here that you need to loosen so this will fit in here like this. Let's see if we can get those loosened so it will just drop right in. Okay. So I'm assuming, because of the down rod, there are little holes here on one side. Okay, I got to figure that out. So what you're going to have to do is decide before you put these pieces together if you want the long down rod or the short one. This is great for low ceilings. This one's great for high ceilings. So if you decide to use the longer piece, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take this little metal piece right here off with a screwdriver and then attach the top portion to this top portion. So this one is exactly like this, and all you have to do is take this piece off and adapt it to that one. So that should be fairly easy to do. What I really like about this ceiling fan, just looking at it, is that this is a really nice deep canopy, and that makes it easier to put in the remote control. So I'm going to show you just, quickly how this works. So this is your bracket that goes up in the ceiling like that. And there are 2 screws attached here, which on this piece, it comes with this metal piece, just like that. And then they have you twist it off, take that off, because that's just a cover for the screws when you go to hang it in the ceiling. And then once this is up in the ceiling, you're going to have to put this piece with this piece along here like this and like this. So you're going to thread all of your wires through there. And then once this is in the ceiling, it's going to come up here and meet, after you put all your wires through, it just goes in here like this and it attaches just like that. So as I do it, you'll be able to see. So just like that, and then you tighten down those screws, and then you put this piece as the cover, and it will just twist on there and hide all of the hardware. So it's very easy to do, so it'll look like this. And I really like that idea. A lot of the ceiling fans that I've done in the past, this canopy is very shallow, and so it makes it really hard to work and do all the wiring. So I think this is a plus for this one, and I'll see as I move along with the project on how that works. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach all of the brackets to the ceiling fan blades, to the blades. So the very first thing you want to do is pull out your instructions and see exactly what it tells you to do. So for this, it says shut off power at fuse or circuit breaker. So you always want to do that. You're going to go outside and you're going to shut off the power at the circuit breaker. And then you're going to come back in and you're going to test to see if it's still hot, because you do not want to touch that wire. So it says, let's see, safety tips. You want to read all of those, because again, it says to avoid possible electric shock, turn off the electricity at the main fuse box or circuit panel before you begin the fan installation or before servicing the fan or installing accessories. And read all of your instructions and safety information carefully before installing your fan, and save these instructions. So if you cannot do it yourself, you must hire a qualified and licensed electrician, okay? And also, I think in some neighborhoods, you probably need to check with the HOA. Some HOAs do require you to get approval before you hang up a ceiling fan. So check with the HOA on that. You also have to have the right outlet box. The box must be supported directly by the building structure. So you can check and see if you have one that is safe for a ceiling fan, because you don't want it to fall out. So read all of your instructions very, very carefully. I'm going to go ahead and follow all these instructions to put it together to get to the point of where I can hang it up, and then I'll show you how to wire it. So what I'm going to just show you is, here is my ladder and my room, and I have a junction box up here to put my ceiling fan. Do you see that? Of course, I forgot my little X-Acto blade, but I have to go around there and cut that off. Hopefully you can see it and it doesn't fall off my head. So you're just going to go around. Of course, I have the wrong blade. Oh my goodness, that's so hard. I don't think it's gonna work. I really should have put my glasses on. Okay, I got it off. And now what you do is you do not touch those wires. You must test them or turn off the circuit breaker on the side of the house. Go turn off your circuit breaker on the side of your house and then come back and test it. And this is the ceiling box, the ceiling fan box. Now you have to make sure that this is the proper outlet to hang a ceiling fan. I just want to keep reminding you, because it's really important. You don't want it to fall down, and you also want to make sure that you get a tester. So this is a voltage tester, and all you're going to do is turn it on, and there's a green light. And then when you get your, see, So that means this is on. If I would have touched those wires, I would have gotten electrocuted. So before you do anything, make sure that you test it. Now, if you have a wall switch, you can turn that switch off and then retest it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'll put right back, which I have quite a few wall switches right here, so I don't know exactly which one. Let me see if I got the right one. Okay, I'm back. Look, so I'm good. I'm good to go. It's all turned off. But the most important thing really is to turn off the power at the circuit breaker, okay? So just to be safe, that's what you really want to do, okay? So I think I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do that. So there's no red here at all. So I'm safe to go. Perfect tool. I think this tool is probably around $30, I think. But you know what? It could save your life. So it's really important that you buy this tool before you hang your ceiling fan. And you're going to be using this for every single thing you ever do that's electrical. If you ever change out your outlets or receptacles, you can always use this as a test. So, and also if you think there's one that's burned out or whatever and it's not working properly, this is a good one to use too. So what we're doing here is we're making sure that all of these pieces are connected onto this piece right here. Because if you can't put these on later, they won't slip over the top of this. So you have to make sure that you're doing this all at the same time. So you have each layer. Whoops, a little noisy. We'll tighten that up on there. And then this little piece goes here. Make sure you get that put in there, like that. And then what you want to do is these screws right here, you have to loosen those. And then, so those screws are loosened. Then you have to take the post. Let's see. I'll move this up as far as I can get it. Just like that. And pull your wires tight. These two holes on either side have to line up with this because you have to put the cotter pin back in. So we want this to go across from the cotter pin. The holes. You gotta line those holes up. I know I'm making this look very easy. So somehow you can figure this out. Maybe you have somebody help you. You want to lock that in. There you go. I got it. Now you just have to make sure it matches on the other side. Oh, there we go. So I got it. So it came through. And then you're just going to take your cotter pin and you're going to put it in there. Push it through. There we go. I did it. Do you see it right there? So you can do it. And then you're just going to tighten down the screws on either side. So you take your screwdriver and just tighten this like that. And here's the other screw. So then that goes over the top of that. And here you go. That's that. So these two screws in here will be attached to the bracket in the ceiling. So let's go to the next step. Okay, so I'm back today because this is the second day. I ran out of light yesterday, so I couldn't finish. If somebody turned on a light switch while you were out of the room, you just want to double check and make sure when you're touching these that nobody messed with them while you were gone. So yes, they are good to go. No red light. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull these down from the ceiling. So here's the white and the red, the black, and a neutral. So if you have other colors in your ceiling, look at other videos because I don't know exactly what that means. But I have the red, black, white, and neutral, the copper wire. So I just want to show you how I do it with this type of wiring. Okay, so we're going to take our bracket and we're going to screw the bracket in to the box. So there's 2 holes. This actually has, whoops, some drywall on it, so we can see the holes. We want to peel that off. So here's the bracket, and you want the side that is open to face you because you're going to be hanging up the fan, you know, from this direction. So what you're going to want to do is take your bracket and you're going to tuck all of your wires inside of the bracket right here, like that. Make sure they're not pinched. And then we're going to take the bracket and we're going to screw it into those holes right there. So hopefully my camera is on there. So all of these pieces came with my kit, and there's so many different things, but I guess they give you options when you need them. And my option is to take off this washer right there and use it on the screw. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that and hang up my ceiling fan. So I've installed the bracket, and make sure you screw this down really tight because you don't want the fan spinning around and loosening it. So make sure those are really snug and tight. And then I've pulled all my wires through the hole right here, but I'm going to have to push them up to the ceiling like that because I need to hang this unit up here. So you kind of have to look on the side because there is like this little divot right here where it fits right into the bracket. So we have to make sure that that goes right in there. So let me push these up a little more. And if you're like me and you have a red wire, that is from your box in the wall. If you have a double switch, like if you can turn it on at one end and the other, that's what the red wire is for. And that will go with the blue wire. So red and blue go together. And then black to black, white to white, and the green is ground. So you have to make sure that you do that. And the bare wire, the copper wire, is the ground wire, and so is the green wire. So those all will go together, greens and copper. So let me turn this around. Let's see where it goes like this. Okay, so if you have a long down rod, this is going to be much easier. This is a short one, so it's probably going to be a little difficult for me to show you because it's this thing. I don't know why they made it like that. You don't have much room to look at it. So anyway, I just have to lift it up in here somehow. I might have to get up on a higher step. Okay, there we go. So we have to make sure that it clicks in. Where is it? You don't want it wiggling around. Where is it? It's not there. Oh, there it is. Let's see it. Goes this way. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's in the groove right there. Gosh, I wish you could see this up here because it's a kind of a tight spot, but that's how it works. So I have to wire all of these. So like I said, this bit black to black, white to white, green is ground. That goes with the bare wire, the green and the ground. I mean the green and, yeah, the green and the ground. And the red goes to the blue. So that's for the light. So again, before you do anything, I'm going to tell you this again. You get out your tester and you see if any of the red lights come on as a warning that those are hot, but these are all turned off because I turned off the power, so you definitely need to check that. Okay, this is kind of a pain as I'm looking at this because what I need to do is add the remote control. This is why I never add a remote control because they're so hard to get in here and they don't give you much space. If you had the long down rod, you would have that space to work in there, but I'm still going to try it. I'm still going to do it because I want a remote control fan. I've never had one, but I have a switch right there. But, you know, if you're laying in bed at night, you don't want to get up and turn it off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to figure this out. Okay, I'm back. So this came with all the caps for the wires. So I have those. And I also have caps that are already on here. So I'm good. Now with the remote control, you want the receiver to lie on top of the flat part. And the flat part is what's going to go up towards the ceiling. So if you can slide this in to where all of your wires are, then that is very helpful. So we'll see what happens if I can get this in here, because this is such a wiry mess. Let's see. It's going to get kind of loud and noisy with all this clinking, but I'm going to put these through. Okay, if you wear glasses, it's good to wear them right now because you can't see a thing. Okay, so I'm sliding this in. And let me just tell you, this would be a miracle if it worked, because like I said, I've never been able to do another one because it's just too hard. Okay, so maybe it'd be smarter if you're smart to put it in this way. So I'm going to install it with the flat part up to the ceiling. Try to get it on all these wires on top. Kind of push it in there. Okay, like that. Okay, then once all these are tucked in, this is just going to go up like that. So it looks like it's going to work. I'm excited. So then I got to figure out all the wires. So let me wire these and then I'll come back and I'll tell you how it went. And hopefully it doesn't take me an hour. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Look at that. Wish me luck. I hooked up the red and blue together. So the red's from the ceiling to the blue. The white, okay, white to white, black to black, and the green is ground, and then the white and the black to the fan remote. Okay, so I wanted to show you that that's what all the wires look like, and I capped off the red wire because I do have a remote control, so I just capped that one off and I didn't connect it to anything. And then I connected all of the other wires exactly like the diagram in my directions. Okay, so I'm just turning the switch on, and it didn't come on up there because I have the remote. Before I connect the canopy and put on the blades, I want to make sure it's working. So I'm just going to turn on my remote and see it's working. So I'm going to turn that off with the off button. And then I can go ahead and start putting my light kit on. Yay, it's working. Okay, just so you know, the power is still off. And I'm going to attempt to tuck all of these wires in here, okay? So I'm going to use my glasses because I need to look up close and make sure none of the wire caps fall off. So basically all you're doing is tucking everything in, like just pushing the remote back, and you're going to get it inside of this canopy cover. And it's really not that difficult on this one because it's a deep canopy, which some of them are really, really short, and those aren't so good. And it makes it a little harder, but this is good. Okay, we want to make sure they're all down and tucked in. Okay, and the remote, the receiver keeps slipping forward, but that's where all the wires are, so Then you're just going to make sure everything is tucked inside. Sometimes you're going to have to get a wire stripper and strip the plastic off of them a little bit, just so you can have. This happened every time. Okay, let me go back down here, pick up the wire cap. Actually, I'm going to use, they have some smaller wire cap things. Okay, so I'm going to try this. Okay, bring in an extra one just in case. So make sure you have your wire caps on tight. I'm using this little one. Well, I guess I'm not using the smaller one. Okay. As long as these all stay on, you're going to be good to go. And look, a little screwdriver. You need this little tiny screwdriver. And it still is too long. Please, please, please. Okay, one screw is working. I'm sweating. In the directions, they should have put unscrew the screws as much as you can before you put this cover on. I think I have one in. This has taken me hours. I'm telling you, hours. See, do you see this? It doesn't fit. You have to do it at an angle. Oh man, I did it. Now the issue is tightening it, because if you don't tighten it, it will wiggle out. Okay, that one's tight. So you're gonna kind of tip this. I'm glad I didn't put the blades on. That better be good. Okay. I'm sweating. Okay, so then you're going to just push up the little bracket that covers the screws somehow. Let's see, where does it go? Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew, I think that's good. Okay, so I've gotten this far. Time to add the light kit, and then we can put the blades on and decorate the chandelier. I'm a little tired. So let's get started. We're getting there. That's only taken me like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours of stopping and starting. Okay, so now it's time to put on the blades, and I'll do these one at a time. Hopefully this goes as planned. Okay, so underneath here, and I think I showed you before, but it has these little screws, and so what you're going to do is you're going to undo the screws, and you will need those, and they're always going to fall, they're always going to somehow get misplaced. Hopefully it doesn't, I don't have to go up and down the ladder 10 times to pick up these little screws. Just go ahead and take all of the screws out. But for time's sake, I am just going to take out 2, and then you're just going to line them up with this little area right here. Okay, this is like why you need 2 people, okay, or a magnetic screwdriver. So I am going to put the screw right here in this hole, and then I'm going to put it right here to match this hole. Okay. And everything can be done without a power screwdriver, because you don't really want to do anything to damage the threads. So just hand tighten everything. It should be fine. I've done plenty of these. And occasionally you probably want to get up here and check them just to make sure that they haven't gotten loose. Whoops. And it's not balanced, as you can see. But that's okay. You're going to find the hole. And then you have to line this up. This is why, like I said, it's so much easier if you have two people, but you can do this by yourself. Okay, where is it? There we go. Okay, so I am going to spare you all of the time that it takes to do this, and I'm just going to put it in fast motion as it attacks me, and then I will show you the light. Okay, so I got the blades on and I don't have the lights on yet, but look, it already works and the fan is amazing. I love it so much and it works perfectly with the remote. I didn't have to change any of the numbers or anything on the transmitter. So it is so perfect. And let me see if it goes a little higher. Oh, that's great. I haven't had a light or a fan in my room ever, and so this is such a blessing, and I'm so excited. And I cannot wait. I have to have my husband help me put on the light kit, but because he has to hold it while I install it. So I'm very happy and excited, and I can't wait to show you the next step. Okay, so now I'm putting up the light kit. I'm having my husband come in here and help me. I am testing this to make sure there's no hot wires, and then I can continue. And all you do is unwind a little baggie that goes on here, and then you can take off the wires just like this. Okay, so now all we need to do is connect the blue and the white wire to the crystal chandelier part. So this is going to be my favorite part. I can't wait. So my husband has to hold it up. I'm making him wear these gloves that came with it so we don't get fingerprints all over it. And then when he's done with that, then I can go ahead and hang all of the crystals. Yay! So I'm excited. So stay tuned and we're almost done. Oh, that's so pretty. Let me turn off the light. It has a timer. You can do it for 2 hours, 4 hours, or 8 hours. So I'm just going to sit here on my bed and I'm going to connect all of these little pieces of crystal. And I'm going to turn on my ceiling fan, give me some air. And I just wanted to say, like, if you're going to put this fan together, make sure you have help because it's not exactly easy to do it by yourself. And if you don't have patience of a saint, I don't even think I would do it because it's a lot of frustration. But that is with every ceiling fan. I do have a lot of patience and I don't mind doing that. And these little hooks, oh my goodness. So they don't make it easy for this either because they have these little tiny hooks like this. And you have to spread this apart and get that crystal on there. Now, I don't know how they expect us to do that. I'm not going to bore you with this, but I'll just show you in a fast motion how I did it, okay? So hopefully you're finding this interesting, and I hope you think that you can do this because you really can as long as you have patience. So, and it's very rewarding when it's all done. I'm almost there. I have to now hang up the chandelier crystals and I'll be finished. And it's dark now, so this is what my room looks like with it all shining on the walls. I feel like I'm in a skating rink from the 80s. So pretty. And it actually makes my signs sparkle. This is kind of a tedious job. You have to hold them like a certain way. So when we have an earthquake, we'll know because they're all going to clink together. And I'm hoping that if the fan ever gets loose, that these don't make a bunch of noise. Ooh, so pretty. I'm almost halfway done with putting the crystals up, but I think this one goes in here. So I gotta hang it, oh, right there. Look, that's so pretty. Are you ready for this? Ta-da! Look at that. The whole room lights up. It looks like a disco ball on the walls. And I just think it's so beautiful, and it just warms my sparkly heart so much, even though it reflects onto all the window treatments, but that's okay. I love it. Let me see if I can tone this down a little bit so you can see. There you go. There it is. Look how beautiful it is. If you are a sparkly girl, you will love this light. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn the fan on. I did it. I put a remote control in the fan, and oh, it's so awesome. I love it.